What it is, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. We're now into the first week of 2023. Hope you guys had a great New Year's. If you're watching my channel, I started my series of Friday 13th videos yesterday with my review of the original Friday 13th. I have that posted, so go check that out if you haven't already. We're going to be doing it all the way through next Friday, which is Friday 13th, which when I will be giving you guys my Friday 13th ranking. Today, we're going to be talking about Friday 13th Part 2. Basically, it picks up about 5 years after the original. Um, Basically, it follows another group of counselors who are headed up by John Furious Paul and Amy Steele's Ginny, and who basically have opened a camp that's like near where the original camp was, which is Camp Crystal Lake. Well, the problem is that Camp Crystal Lake has been deemed forbidden and sealed off from trespassers. But that doesn't stop people from actually trespassing there, which has been basically against the law, and people don't know any better, and people supposedly the legend of Jason is that Jason is actually still alive and is out to get revenge for the death of his mother, for the decapitation that for her being decapitated by Alice in the original. And that's the basic plot. They have these sexually charged teenagers, these counselors who are having to get this camp ready for. But unfortunately, they get each one of them starts to get picked off one by one. That's the slasher formula. But yeah, this one, I mean, it's not as good as the original, but it's not one of the worst either. I remember the first time I saw this, it had come on back when TNN, which was the Nashville network, turned into the new TNN before it became Spike. But back when it was the new TNN, they had this 1 week. I think it was like I was in like middle school. I was like in the 8th grade. I was like maybe 12, 13 years old maybe. And they had this week-long marathon from showing Friday 13th Part 2 through Part 8. And this is the first time I saw all of those entries in the franchise for the first time. Yeah, they were edited for TV, which is kind of weird to see them. It'd be kind of weird to go back and watch them on there edited versus where I've seen them uncut. But that was the first time I saw it. I remember, I think the first time I saw Part 2, I didn't really, I didn't really care for it all that much because I knew before then, because this was the first Friday 13th movie that I saw. And I knew before then that he had the iconic hockey mask. I was like, where the hell is this hockey mask at? So that was before I knew that he didn't don it until Part 3. But, yeah, I mean, this is, but now over the years, I've actually kind of learned to appreciate it. It's not as bad, like I said, it's not as bad as some of the other entries. I'm gonna start off with some of the positives that I like about it. It has one of my favorite final girls. Amy Steele is great in this as Ginny. It actually has one of the better chase scenes of all the entries of all the movies. She's actually one of the smarter ones. She actually tries to get away. She doesn't go upstairs where she has no way to get out. She does a few things to try to outsmart Jason. And she actually tries to fight back, and so she's got this kind of fire in her, and I really liked. And she's and some of it, like all of these movies, a lot of the characters don't have much of a character development, but I thought that she was pretty good. Another one I thought was a good character was Mark, the guy in the wheelchair. He was one of the characters you actually kind of cared about. You wanted him to live, wanted him to survive, but unfortunately he doesn't. And he ends up getting one of the best kills, I think, in the franchise, and that's the machete to the face. And then on top of that, he's in his wheelchair and he just goes backwards down those outside stairs during the storm. I thought it was one of the best visuals I'd ever seen. Um, the kills in this are actually pretty good. The gore, I mean, there's actually some pretty good gore in here. Like I said, the machete to the face, that's one. Um, the couple, while they're having sex or whatever, Jason comes in there and takes that arrow and just goes right through them, both of them, and through both of them, and then through the bed, and then you see the blood. I thought that was kind of badass. Um, but yeah, there's some pretty good kills. That now I'm going to get to some of the issues I have. The main one really that I have is you have these you have the two you have Ginny and you have Paul who are in charge of these counselors. All right, there's a part where about halfway through they want to go out for an hour of the town and they want to go to the bar and everything. You have all these counselors that are supposed to be setting up this camp. I know it's the nighttime, you want to do get away and all that, but you don't leave them unsupervised, knowing that you possibly could have a killer on the loose. If anything, one of y'all go to the bar and the other one of y'all stay there and supervise everyone, make sure everybody's safe. And that's an element. That's a element of the story that kind of gets me. It kind of drives me nuts. Another thing that really gets me is the girl that was the girl that had a crush on Mark. She her death was sort of could have been avoided, at least prolonged anyway. Whenever she goes to and she discovers Jeff and Sandra's bodies after Jason kills them. She screams, and then Jason, he's under the covers, and he's got the knife, and he's basically going in slow motion. I mean, it's like, okay, you have plenty of time to possibly get away, and yet you're just there, just going whimpering, "Ooh, don't." And he's going slower and shit. You have plenty of time to go, and just the way she just kind of she don't even try to get away, and she dies for it. It's really annoying. But I mean, Friday the 13th Part 2, it's like I said, it's not as good as the first, even though the first isn't perfect either. But this is one that's kind of I actually kind of enjoy watching. Like I said, Amy Steele was terrific in this. The kills are great. Gore, the acting, of course. Acting is not that great at all. But as far as core, the kills and the gore and her performance, it's a really enjoyable sequel. Keep an eye out. Tomorrow I'll be having my Friday 13th Part 3 video ready for you guys. But yeah, thanks a lot for your support. I love you guys. You guys are the greatest. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on Friday 13th Part 2 or any of the other sequels or the franchise as a whole for that matter? Let me know in the comments. I love you guys. You guys are the greatest, and I'll catch you in the next one.